Hello, my dear student. Assalamu alaikum. Hope you all are quite okay and fine. Welcome you all to my today online class. Before going to start my today's lecture, first of all, I would like to introduce myself to all of you. I am Mohammad Ghulam Morshed, lecturer of biology, Milestone College, Uttara Dhaka. Welcome. Today I am going to discuss about chapter 1, that is animal diversity and classification. You see here some of the important animals belongs to the kingdom Animalia. You see different types of animals in the screen. This is the earthworm, Pila globosa, snail, and the butterfly also. The learning output. After completing this lesson, a student should be able to tell the definition of basis of classification, symmetry, coelom, metamerism, tagbatization. You can also explain the principle of animal classification. The basis of animal classification. The important criteria used in classification is actually called the basis of animal classification. While classifying the animals, the scientist focused on some important characteristic features of the animal, and this is actually called the basis of animal classification. These are the germ layer, body size, number of cell, symmetry, coelom, metamerism, presence or absence of vertebral column, habitats. Now, first of all, I would like to discuss about a very important basis of animal classification, that is symmetry. But you should have a clear understanding regarding the symmetry. The symmetry is the balanced distribution of duplicate body part or shapes within the body of an organism. On the basis of the symmetry, animal can be divided into 5 types: asymmetrical, asymmetry, bilateral symmetry, radial symmetry, biradial symmetry, and spherical symmetry. I am discussing here one by one briefly. First of all, I would like to discuss about the asymmetry. Look at the figure. Here, this is the Pila globosa. When the body of animal cannot be divided into any equal halves along any plane passing through the center point is called asymmetry. If you look at the figure here, you can easily understand that it is quite impossible to divide a Pila globosa into 2 equal halves. So we can say that the Pila globosa is an asymmetrical animal. Another very important symmetry, that is bilateral symmetry. When the body of animal can be divided into identical left and right halves along only one plane is called the bilateral symmetry. The member of the Platyhelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Mollusca, Arthropoda, and Echinoderm and Chordata are actually bilateral symmetrical animal. If you look at the figure here, this is the human or Homo sapiens figure. You can cut this human body into 2 equal halves along with only one plane. So the human or Homo sapiens is a bilateral symmetrical animal. Now the radial symmetry. When the body of animal can be divided into 2 equal halves along any plane passing through the center axis is called the radial symmetry. The member of the Cnidaria, Ctenophora, and Echinodermata are actually radial symmetrical animal. Now the biradial symmetry. When the body components are arranged with similar part or either side of a center axis, and each of the 4 sides of the body is identical to the opposite side but different from the adjacent side is called the biradial symmetry. The phylum Ctenophora and Anthozoa is actually biradial symmetrical animal. And the spherical symmetry. In spherical symmetry, the shape of the body is actually spherical and they lack any axis. The body can be divided into two identical halves in any plane that runs through the organism center. And all the radiolar and protozoans are actually spherical symmetrical animal. Now the summary. The symmetry, asymmetrical animals are mainly, asymmetry is mainly found in the sponges, and radial symmetry is mainly found in the Cnidarian phylum, and flatworm, mollusca, annelids, roundworm, arthropods, echinoderms, and chordata are actually the bilateral symmetrical animal. Now another very important basis of animal classification, that is the coelom. The space between alimentary canal and the body wall, which is covered by peritoneum membrane, is actually called the coelom. Coelom is also called the internal body cavity, but this cavity must be lined by mesodermal peritoneum layer. And depending on the presence or absence of the coelom, animal may be classified into three types. First, the acoelomate. This is the ectoderm and the mesoderm, and this is the endoderm, Taenisoleum. In the embryonic stage of this animal, the mesodermal cell completely fill the blastocele. In adult, the body cavity filled by mesenchyme and muscle forming no coelom. So acoelomate means actually, A means absence and coelom means body cavity. So acoelomate means they don't have any internal body cavity. Now the pseudocoelomate. Pseudo means false and coelomate means internal body cavity. In the embryonic stage of these animals, mesodermal cells line the outer edge of the blastoceles. In adult, the body cavity is not lined by the mesodermal peritoneum tissue, forming a pseudocoelom. Actually, in case of the pseudocoelom, the body cavity is present there, but this body cavity is not lined by the mesodermal peritoneum layer. Now the eucoelomate. Eu means true and coelom means body cavity. So eucoelomate means true cavity, true body cavity. This is the ectoderm layer, this is the endoderm layer, this is the germ layer actually, and the mesoderm layer. And this is the eucoelom. The eucoelom or coelom is actually originated from the mesoderm layer. This animal's body has two coeloms, that is, the space between alimentary canal and the body wall is surrounded by peritoneum membrane originating from the embryonic mesodermal layer. The member of the phylum Mollusca, Annelida, Arthropoda, Echinodermata, and Chordata are actually eucoelomate animal. Now another very important basis of animal classification, that is the metamerism. Metamerism is the phenomenon of having a linear series of body segments fundamentally similar in structure, event resulting in series repetition of unit subdivision of ectoderm and mesodermal product. If you see that there are very different types of animals are in our environment. Some animals is actually consisting of numerous segments, or these are called the segmented animal. And some animals don't have any metamerism or any segmented. This, for example, the starfish, there is no metamerism or absence of metamerism. But metamerism, number two, the similar or homonymous metamerism. Homonymous metamerism is mainly found in the phylum Annelida. Homonymous means all the segments of the body is actually similar in structure. Body is actually consisting of numerous segments, but all the segments are actually similar in structure. And actually external and internal metamerism is actually found, or true metamerism is actually found in the annelids animal. And the dissimilar or heteronomous metamerism. In case of arthropod, if you see the figure here, this is the prawn. The prawn body is actually consisting of some segments, but all the segments are not similar in structure. So these kinds of metamerism is actually called the heteronomous metamerism. We can, in case of human body is heteronomous metamerism is also found in the human, but there is only internal metamerism is found. Our backbone is actually consisting of a series of bone which is called the vertebrae. So internal metamerism or heteronomous metamerism is only found in case of human body or vertebral column. Now the tagmatization is the specialization of the body region in a metameric animals for specific function. Each of the distinct body region is known as tagma. If you look at the figure here, this is the prawn. Actually, the prawn body is actually consisting of some segments, but in case of but some of the segments are grouped together or fused together to form a specialized functions, and this group of segments is actually called the tagma. But in case of insect, the body is actually consisting of 3 tagma: head, thorax, and abdomen. But if you think about the arachnid like spider, the body is actually consisting of 2 tagma, prosoma and opistosoma. But in case of crustaceans like crabs, the body is actually consisting of 2 tagma, that is cephalothorax and abdomen. Now the polarity. On the basis of the presence of the mouth, the anterior end and the posterior end. The anterior end means the end of the head region, and the opposite end is actually called the posterior end. Axis and plane. In bilateral animal, there is a hypothetical lines along body center. This known as axis. The axis pass away from the head to tail is called the longitudinal axis, and another is transverse axis that pass transversely in the body. Now the notochord. You should have a clear understanding what is notochord. Notochord is the unique characteristic features of the phylum Chordata. The chordata or notochord is actually flexible, rod-like, semi-rigid structure found in embryos of all hairy animals, composed of cells derived from the mesoderm and enclosed by a fibrous sheath. And presence or absence of the notochord, animal may be divided into 2 types. Non-chordate. For example, Bombyx mori. This is the non-chordate animals. And the chordate, for example, the Labiorhita, because they have the notochord. That's why they are called the chordate animals. On the basis of the vertebral column, animal may be divided into 2 types, invertebrate and vertebrate. Invertebrate animals don't have any vertebral column. For example, Bombyx mori is a invertebrate animal, but in case of vertebrate animals, they have the vertebral column. For example, Labiorhita is a vertebrate animal. Now the classification. What is classification? Classification is the ordering of similar organisms into groups on the basis of their relationship. Now the principle of the classification. Number 1, category arrangement. Number 2, taxonomical characteristics. Number 3, nomenclature. Number 4, preservation. Number 5, identification. First, the category arrangement. There are 5 categories. There are 7 categories in the animal classification or rank of the animal classification. These are the kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and the species. Now the linear hierarchy. The arranging various taxonomical categories in their proper order on the basis of their taxonomic rank is actually called the taxonomic hierarchy or linear hierarchy. Now the species. What is species? Species is the lowest rank of the taxonomic hierarchy and is the basic unit of classification. According to Ernest Mayr, species are group of interbreeding natural population that are reproductively isolated from other such group. Now the subspecies. Due to wide range of distribution, 2 or more isolated population or subspecies may be arise from a species which have some morphological differences. A subspecies is a taxonomic subdivision of a species consisting of an interbreeding, usually geographically isolated population of organism. Now the taxonomic characteristics. And the third is the nomenclature. Binomial nomenclature. Binomial nomenclature. This is the very important terminology. Binomial nomenclature. The binomial nomenclature is a system of naming animal by means of 2 Latin names. The first indicating the genus, and the second the species to which the organism belongs. Such name is also called the binomial name or bioname or a scientific name. According to this rule, the scientific name of man is Homo sapiens, where Homo denotes the generic name and the species denotes the species name. Sapiens denote the species name. Now the trinomial nomenclature. Trinomial nomenclature refers to names for taxa below the rank of the special. This name has 3 parts. Only one rank is allowed below the rank of the species. For example, Panthera leo persica, found in the India, is one of the subspecies of lion species, Panthera leo, found in Africa. Now the preservation. And finally the identification. Now the usefulness of classification. Classification have several advantages. Some of the usefulness of the classification will be discussed here today. Actually acquiring knowledge about animal kingdom. We can easily acquire knowledge about the animal kingdom by means of classification. Identification, we can easily identify the new animals, pest control, producing of quality animals, identification of the economically beneficial animals. Now the teamwork. Group A, write down the dissimilarities between 2 above animal. Group B, write down the symmetry found in the above animal. Now the evaluation. Dr. Hassan took an apple to eat. At the time his 3 friends came, Dr. Hassan divided the apple into 4 equal halves and gave 1 piece for each one of his friends. Mr. W said, by a special process on the dividing a body of the animal with the imaginary plane, the animal kingdom is classified into different groups. He added that space between alimentary canal and the body wall also an important factors to classify the animal kingdom. A. What is basis of classification? What is meant by metamerism? Explain the special process mentioned in the stem. Analyze the last sentence of Mr. W. Now the homework. Draw the picture of different types of symmetry. Thank you for your patient sharing. I think today's lecture was very much effective lecture for all of us. I am humble requesting you all to watch my video lecture for several times so that you can understand each and every topic that have already discussed here today. If you have any queries regarding my today's lecture, feel free to ask me, or you can also ask your respective subject teacher. Thank you all. Khuda Hafiz.